If you posted content this week and barely anyone saw it, it's not the content, it's the distribution. And here's the $5 a day fix. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here with me. Today, we're going to discuss how to fix the problem of you not getting views for your content. So whether you're joining this live with me here today or whether you're watching the replay, I want you to play full out. I want you to be honest with everything that I ask, and I want you to comment when I ask you to comment. You're going to get more out of it if you participate in this training. So I want to be honest and start with this today. How many of you have posted content this week? Either a video or a post, maybe a reel, or maybe you went live and you got almost no views. You worked hard on it. You hit post and then nothing happened. Maybe you had a handful of people, maybe they saw it, maybe a few people from your personal friends list, but the people that you really need to reach, the flippers, the investors, or the people that are the exact fit for your membership, they never saw it. That's not a content problem. The content most likely was fine. It's a distribution problem. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today. So today I'm going to walk you through the 5-step system. It's an ad system that I use and that I teach the people in my membership. It's $5 a day, not $500 a day, and definitely not $5,000 a day. And you can get results with only $5 a day. And I want to be clear up front. This is not magic, and I'm not guaranteeing anything. Results will vary. But what it is that it's a system, a process. And when you follow that process, the right people will start to find you. So before we start, drop it in the comments. Have you tried running ads of any kind before? Even if you just boosted a post. And if you did, what happened with that? What results did you get? I want to know who I'm talking to, who's in the room, and where we're starting from today. Okay. If you need a copy of the Flip Survival Checklist, drop me a line and I'll send it to you absolutely free. It walks you through the 4 areas that every flipper needs to have covered before they run a single ad. There's no pitch, there's no funnel, there's no email to give me. I'm just going to give you the tool. Easy peasy. So before I teach you the system, I need to explain why you can't just post and wait. The organic is needed, and I'm recommending that you continue to do that. But when you post content organically, the ad is the exact same thing, you're just putting money on it. It's still just a post that you're putting money on. And we're going to do it in Facebook and YouTube. Facebook and YouTube, they show it to a small percentage of our existing followers. And if our existing followers engage with it, then the algorithm will show it to a few more people. And if they engage with it, it keeps growing. And that sounds like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. But in theory, it sounds great in theory. There is a problem. Most of us are just starting to build an audience. We maybe have a few hundred people, maybe 1,000. And even if every single one of those engaged with every single post that we did, every single piece of content that we posted, then, and that's never going to happen on these platforms. It just doesn't. That's just not how it works. We would still only be talking to the same group of people over and over again. That's not what you want. You want to continuously bring new people in, people that you can truly help with your content. The people that need to find you are not already following you. They're out there. They're out there somewhere. They're probably watching Jerry Norton videos or Bigger Pockets or HGTV flipping content. They're exactly who you built your membership for. And the only way to put your content in front of them specifically without waiting years for the algorithm to organically discover these people and have them discover you is to run an ad. Organic content builds trust with people. It basically builds trust with people that already know you. But paid ads in front of the right people brings in the people that need to know you. Look, Facebook and YouTube, they spent millions, probably billions of dollars on this sophisticated targeting system. They know who watches flipping content at 11 p.m. They know who is researching hard money loans or contract management and deal analysis. Your job is not to figure out who those people are. Your job is to give the algorithm something worth showing. So let's do a quick check. How long have you been posting content organically without running any ads? Drop it in the comments right now. I want to see the range in the room, or the range that is watching this video as a replay. Drop it in the comments as if you're here. You got to play full out with this. You get more out of it. So drop 1 in the comments if you're only posting organic. Drop 2 in the comments if you're running ads already. And drop 3 in the comments if you're a superstar and you're already doing both. I want to tell you how I came to understand this. I did it the hard way, naturally. Got to hit my head on the wall before I get it. So when I started building the Real Estate Growth Program, I was working on my flip. The cabinet maker sent the wrong order, causing delays. I was mid-flip. The market shifted on me. My house sat for months. I had to drop the price several times. Actually got 2 buyers, but both of them backed out for different reasons, no fault of mine or the house. I also had a tenant in my rental property that went 3 months without paying me before they moved out. And when they moved out, I had to do a lot of repairs on the property before I could rent it again. And guess what? I had to put those repairs on credit cards because the market shifted and my house was sitting and I kept lowering the price. Not an ideal situation, not something that you want to be dealing with. And remember, I thought that I had done everything right before I started, because before I started flipping my house, I was working a full-time job, selling stock photography online and selling skincare online. Now I've got the flip going, it's stalled, and in mid-flip, I'm trying to build the membership from scratch on top of all the other things. Posted content every week, showed up live for Facebook Lives, and I taught my content clarity framework from start to finish over 7 sessions. And the engagement in the community was quiet. Not because the content was bad, but because the right people had not found it yet. The content was ready. The audience was not there. The organic posting alone was not going to build that audience fast enough, especially when the hard money loan was ticking in the background, keeping me up at night, causing me a lot of stress and anxiety. But my ad strategy that I'm going to teach you today, I learned it from my mentor, Laurel Portier. And I started running ads at $5 a day. And I started doing it. Initially, I was doing it only on YouTube, but Laurel recommends that you do it on Facebook and YouTube, so I started doing that. And I did it on both because I don't have a big budget right now, but because I had a system. And once I understood the 5 steps, the $5 a day, didn't feel like an expense anymore. It felt like a cost of showing up. So here's the question I genuinely want you to answer. What feels like the biggest barrier to running ads for you right now? Is it the money? Is it the tech aspect of it? You don't really know how to run the ad. Is it not knowing what to say in the ad? Or is it something else altogether? Drop it in the comments right now and let me hear from you. Even if you're watching as a replay, I want you to play full out. Drop it in the comments. I do read all of these and I will respond. So, okay, here is the 5 steps that I want you to write down today. So either pull up a Word document or pull up your notes on your phone, or old school, get a pen and paper. Write down these 5 pieces. The first one is, before you run a single ad, I want you to create your sales funnel. Now, it's not what you think. This can be as simple as a messaging campaign. And most people tend to skip this step, and that's the reason that their ads fail. So before you run an ad, before you spend $1, you need to know what path are you sending your potential members on. And that path, like I said, could be as simple as they see your ad, they're interested, you ask them to DM you to get a free gift. And that DM, that is them starting a conversation with you. And that's not your signal to just send them the free gift. They start a conversation with you. That is your signal to get more information from them. You need to diagnose their true problem, because most of us don't really know what our problem is. We think we know what what is the bottleneck is, what's keeping us stuck. That's why we're wanting the checklist. We're wanting to move forward, but we just don't know how to do it, and we don't know what we don't know. That's why it's important to they start a conversation with you. Then you ask them a series of questions that you're going to diagnose their true problem for them, and then you can get on a quick call to solve that problem for them before you ask anything of them. Or if you're more advanced, you can lead them to a landing page where they can give you the email, they can opt in for the free gift. And the free gift for both of them could be something as simple as a checklist or a guide or a training tool, anything that you want to use, anything that ideally, it needs to be something that you would normally charge for. Something that makes you feel just a little bit sick to give it away. Because although it's, free, all they got to do is give you their email address. There's a lot of distrust in the world right now, and they need to know that it's something worth their time and effort. If they're going to start getting emails from you and start getting messages, they want to make sure that you're really someone they want to interact with. So for me and my business, the funnel starts with the Flip Survival Checklist. Someone sees our ad, they comment or DM me to get the checklist. And we are using the DM strategy at this point. Soon we're going to shift to the landing page strategy, the true funnel, what most people think of as a funnel strategy. Both are funnels. Any series you take your customer through to get them in the door and get them to commit to being a member is a funnel. Whatever those steps are, that's your sales process, that's your funnel. So the lead magnet, again, I'm going to start using it soon, not using it now. And when you shift from the DM strategy to the lead magnet strategy or the actual website strategy, that's when you start getting better quality leads. The price does go up, but the trade-off is your time. You don't have to have all those conversations with everyone, although I recommend you continue doing both. And you get better quality leads through it. So you can do the landing page with the email sequence that picks up from there, and it walks them through the real estate growth program. That is the path. So then, and that's all of step one. Just make sure you understand what path you're going to take your viewers on, your audience on, potential members. Step two is now you create the Facebook and the YouTube ad. and then you let their algorithm do the targeting. Here's what most people get wrong about the ads. They think that they need to figure out the targeting themselves. You do not. Facebook and YouTube have already done the work for you. Our job is only to create the ad that speaks directly to the person that has the problem that we solve. Our ideal member, the problem that they're already experiencing. And then we just need to tell the platform who you want to reach in general terms. The algorithm finds those specific people for you. Now for Facebook, you can target by interest. So the people interested in real estate investing, in house flipping, in HGTV, or in bigger pockets. People looking at hard money lenders. You don't need their names. You just need to tell Facebook the interest that they have, and Facebook does the rest. Now for the YouTube channel, you can target that by channel. So that means that your ad could be playing before a video that's being watched or that's being shown by Flipping Mastery TV or by Bigger Pockets. So my avatar, Marcus, he's sitting there watching a video by Jerry Norton at 11 p.m. and bam, he sees my ad show up. And the ad does not need to be polished. It just needs to be honest. The most effective ad that I've run was me talking directly to a camera about what it felt like for my house to sit on the market for 9 months with a hard money loan in the background expiring. That's it. A real story, a real problem, and a real person. So that's all of step 2. Now step 3 is evaluate the ad success. And we do that using KPIs. So once your ad's up and running, your job changes. You're no longer creating ads at this point. You're still hopefully creating content and posting it organically, but you're not creating ads. You need to let your ads run for 7 days and just leave them alone. Get some data in. Then you need to read the data. And you only need to track 2 numbers at this point to know whether or not your ad is working. So the KPIs that I'm recommending are your click-through rate. Your click-through rate is what percentage of people who saw the ad actually clicked. And that needs to be 1% or higher. If it's not, then you need to change the hook because the first 5 seconds aren't stopping the scroll. And the second KPI that I recommend you evaluate is your cost per view. And you can look at 25%, I think it's 25, 50, 75, and 100%. I recommend to start with, you're looking at 25% views. How much did it cost you to get people to watch it, 25% of that ad? You need 3% of that. If you're not getting 3%, again, change the hook, and this time also change your promise of value that you're giving the viewers in that video. Within the first few minutes of your video, you hit them with the hook to let them know they need to watch the video. Then you hit them with a promise of value, letting them know what they're going to gain if they truly do watch the video or the ad. So you need to change those 2 things. You don't need to understand every single metric in Google Ads or in Facebook Manager. You need to understand these 2. So if your click-through rate is low, fix the hook. If your cost per view is too low, fix the hook and the promise of value. That's the whole game at this point. Now we move to step 4. Step 4 is where you're starting the retargeting. Because the first ads that you're running it to cold people who don't know you. So your results are going to be much lower. It's going to cost you much more because those people don't know you. But now this is where the magic happens. The retargeting. Most people are not going to join your membership the first time they see you. Research has shown that most people need to touch, I think it's between 7 and 11 touches. And that's like different places, not 7 times or 11 times. They need to see you on Facebook. They need to see you on Instagram. They need to see you on TikTok and maybe a podcast and maybe a blog, whatever. They need to see you basically all over the place, and they need to watch around 7 hours of content in order to build trust to where they're going to actually buy from you. Now, some people, there's a small percentage that's going to buy from you much sooner, but on average, that's what it's taking now because, again, we're in a society with no trust. We're being lied to by everybody. And we've been scammed numerous times, so we're very, very cautious now. So we want to make sure that we're not getting scammed again. We're not falling for another trick that's going to just take our money and we're going to be left with nothing. So retargeting is how you stay in front of people who clicked on your ad, but they didn't opt in yet. They didn't buy from you. You're not chasing them down. You're just staying visible until they can trust you enough to buy from you. That's it. So retargeting works like this. Facebook and YouTube, they track every person who's interacted with your content or visited your page. Now, you need to set this up in the Facebook Ads Manager, and you need to set it up in your Google Ads Manager also. You need to build audiences. And we do training inside the Real Estate Growth Program that shows you exactly how to do all this. But the point is, you set those up, and then Facebook and YouTube track those people. They know exactly who's watching your content, who's interested, who stayed the longest. And then you create a second ad. This is your retargeting ad. And this retargeting ad is only being shown to the people that are in those audiences. So now they're warm. They know who you are. They've interacted with your ad. They've either watched 25% of your ad, and if you want really high quality people, then you're only going to retarget people that have watched 75% or maybe 100% of your video. The more they've watched, the warmer they are. But in these ads, you can be more specific. You can address their specific objections. For example, if you're running an ad to cold traffic, you might say something like, are you a house flipper who resets from zero after every deal? A retargeting ad to someone who has downloaded your checklist but didn't join you might say, you already know where the gaps are. Here's how to fix them. It's a totally different message. You can speak differently to those people because, again, they know who you are and they know what problem you solve. And the best part is retargeting ads are only $8 a day. And it's a much higher conversion rate because they already know who you are. You're demonstrating that you have expertise and knowledge in this area and you truly want to help them. So here's the real question. If you can run an ad today to cold traffic, and that's people who have never heard of you, what is the one thing that you could say to them first in the first 5 seconds to make them stop scrolling? I want you to drop that comment below. I want to read them and I'm going to give you feedback on every single one. So basically, what's your hook for your video? Drop it in the comments and I'm going to critique it for you. Step 5 is keep showing up. Consistency is a strategy. And this is the biggest part that nobody talks about. And it's actually the best part. It takes the pressure off completely. The first 90 days is all about collecting data. So you're running ads for 90 days. And I know you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not going to run ads for 90 days and not get anything for it. Not get anything back. I mean, that's just throwing money away. Burning money. It's really not. Because you're learning. You're learning what your audience responds to. What hooks stop a scroll? What landing page headlines convert? Which free gifts they give you a message on? And you're learning what email subject lines get opened. And that data is worth more than any one ad result. It's like think about you're in the snow building a snowball. When you first start, it's difficult to get that snow packed and get it started. But once you get it packed, drop it down in the snow, and you roll it, and each roll is getting bigger. It's getting bigger, it's getting bigger. Pretty soon, it's a huge boulder, and once you get to the top of that hill, your 90 days, then it takes off and just starts going. Because now you have a pipeline of people that know you and that are interested in what you're doing. So you keep this strategy going, and you've got 90 days of people warmed up to you, and once that first person buys, you have a whole line of people that are interested and are possible buyers as well. Again, there's no guarantees. I'm not saying once you get that first person you're going to have thousands of people buy. I'm just saying you finally crack the code. Once you get that first person to buy, you know what worked, what didn't, and now you can perfect the future ads, and those ads should do better than the ones that you started with. So I kept my ads running while the house was sitting on the market, while the price was dropping. Actually, while after I sold the house, I was waiting on the appraisal to come in, and the mud was dry on the sheetrock because we had to repair the sheetrock because the power went out in the bathroom. So while the mud was still drying on the sheetrock, the same morning the appraisal was coming, or the appraiser was coming, I kept running ads because the membership was not going to wait for the flip to be done. And the audience was not going to wait for me to feel ready. $5 a day kept running. The system kept working. And the community kept growing. You don't need a big budget. You just need to be consistent. $5 a day to cold traffic and $1 a day retargeting ad for 90 days. And this will teach you more about your audience than any course ever could. So before next week's live, here's your homework. Step 1, I want you to make your funnel process. Get your funnel in place before you spend $1. Do you have a free offer that people can opt in for? Do you have an email sequence set up for the follow-ups? Or do you have your DM strategy in place? If not, start there. That's what I want you to work on this week. Get that in place. Send me a message to let me know that you've got that in place. Then you move to step 2. Then I want you to go pick one piece of content from your power wall. That's your wall of content ideas. Go pick one and make a 60-second version of that potential ad. Just record it. You don't have to run it yet. Just get the video recorded. Just see how it feels to speak directly to your ideal member about a specific problem that you solve. Once you've done that, give me a comment in the Facebook group and let me know that you're ready to move to step 3. And step 3 is where I want you to come back here next week and tag me and give me the feedback so I can give you the feedback on the hook. The first 5 seconds, because that is the only part that determines whether anyone is going to watch the rest of the ad. And that's really the job of the hook. The job is to get people to watch the first 5 seconds, stop the scroll. Then the promise of value is to get them to watch longer. And then the free gift is to get them to comment or to give you their email to get to the next stage of your ads process. So here's the last question for today. After hearing the 5 steps, which one do you feel most ready to act on right now? And which one feels most out of reach? Drop a number in the comments, 1 through 5. I want to build next week's live around exactly where you are and exactly what's going to help you the most. So drop me a comment, let me know which one feels the easiest and which one you think you're still going to have problems with. Before I let you go today, I want to tell you something that I mean. The 5 steps that I just walked you through, those are real. That is the actual system, and I taught it to you today for free because I believe in giving value before I ask for anything. But here's what I also want you to know. Knowing the steps is different from having the support to implement them. And the gap between those two things is where most people stop. They get stuck. And inside the Real Estate Growth Program, we do this together. I walk you through the full ad system with hands-on guidance. You have access to target training, to the KPI tracking, to the retargeting sequence, and to a community of flippers who are building alongside you and telling you exactly what's working in real time. You don't have to figure this out alone. And you don't have to wait until the next flip closes to start. The Real Estate Growth Program is only $147 a month. It is a membership. And inside of it, you get the full $5 a day ad system, the full ecosystem, not just the piece I taught you today. You get the campaign setup, you get the targeting, you get the KPI tracking, you get the retargeting, all of that with my support and a community of flippers building alongside you. Now, if 147 feels like too big of a jump for you today, that's fine. I also have the Flip Foundation. That membership starts at only $40 a month. It's the same community, it's the same live trainings, it's just a lower barrier to get started. Both links are going to be in the comments below right now. If you're not sure which one is right for you, you can reply to this video, send me a DM, and I'll answer every single one personally. Thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate that. This community is growing because of you, because you keep showing up. And I don't take that lightly. So go do your homework, record the 60-second ad, post it in the group, and I'll send you back. And I'll see you back here next week. Drop that pebble. Let the ripples do the rest. And again, if you need the Flip Survival Checklist, drop me a line. I'll send it over to you right away. This is the one tool that shows you exactly where your safety net has gaps before you run a single ad right now. There's no pitch, there's no funnel, just the tool. Thanks a lot.